I think Jan said, "Here she comes," and I'm like, "Somebody's coming," and it's Anna Wintour.
Like out of the
Mark
movie.
Like,
here she comes. She's coming.
Mark and I look like we got caught making out in our parents' room. You know what I mean? Like, what? Somebody got to cue me, or do I cue myself?
Cue yourself.
Okay. This is big. I know I say it every week, but I am... No, this one is gigantic. This one is... Oh, dear listeners, dear live listeners, that's right, we are back with another live, I said it, live episode of Let's Talk Off Camera. We're going to get talking, but before we talk about our first guest, I just want to remind everyone that we are a little punchy, Jan.
We are exhausted.
We are exhausted. We've been up all night for several nights. Several nights in a row. How little sleep can a group of human beings survive? I don't know. We're going to find out today. Albert, you look rested.
I'm not really rested. I went to bed at 2 a.m.
You went to bed at 2 a.m.?
Yeah, the flight was so delayed.
Yeah, but you did that stupid thing. You went out to celebrate your birthday week.
God.
By the way, what adult human being celebrates their birthday week? But Albert, do you celebrate your birthday week?
No. I felt bad that Albert was celebrating his birthday because it was Oscar weekend. We all had a job to do, and I just wanted to go celebrate him. But I was like, it's Saturday night.
I kind of loved that it was going to be overshadowed by everything. It made me very happy.
And where did you go again? Cheesesteak Harry's?
Tramp. Cheesesteak. No, you called it Pork Chop Betty's. Which it wasn't. It's Tramp Stamp Granny's.
Tramp Stamp Granny's,
yes. In Hollywood. It's great. A piano bar. It felt very New York. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Did you say?
No. It's a big sing-along, so it's like you're going to Marie's Crisis here.
Oh, fun. Okay,
yeah, it's
that's
great.
fun.
It's a lot of fun.
That's fun.
Yeah.
You could have just gone to Marie's Crisis.
We could have.
And saved all of
It was
mine.
the LA version.
Yeah, but you were there for the full week, so you transitioned over to LA time.
Yeah. But it was a lot of like meetings and crazy. And then when you guys got there, things started to get fun, but it was busy.
Things got fun when we showed up. Did you hear that?
It did.
Did you hear that?
Did it?
Okay. Let me set the scene for you, dear listeners. If you are regular viewers of our show, live with what's the name of our Live with Mark and Kelly. So if you're a regular viewer, you know that we were out in Hollywood, California, broadcasting live at the Academy Awards, and then we flew back home. Some of us made it, some of us did not make it. Planes were canceled, planes were rerouted to Chicago, planes were delayed by 8 hours. I myself got home at 1 a.m. and then, had to get up at 5 a.m. to do my frothy morning talk show. And I said to myself, if I have to suffer this morning, I'm going to make my executive producer suffer in the afternoon. And so here he is.
Wow.
He's got his feet propped up on a stool. He's got a bowl of warmed mixed salted nuts that he specially requested. He's got his earbuds in. He's wearing his casual. I'm going to call it his casual. This is schoolboy Gelman. Ladies and gentlemen, the executive producer of Live, Michael Gelman, a.k.a. Gelman.
Wow. What a warm, fuzzy introduction. I'm so happy to be here.
Right?
How did you feel about this show? I felt like this show was better than, I said this last year because last year's show really knocked my socks off. But this year's show, it just seemed like we had an immeasurable, endless amount of people. Every seat filled to the rafters, standing room only. What say you?
It was exciting. Listen, there's thousands of people that fit in there. They don't always show up because you have to show up at 3 o'clock in the morning at the Hollywood Bowl. It takes a really devoted fan. So the amount that sign up and show up is always different, and you don't know what that ratio is going to be.
So you transport them from the Hollywood Bowl to the...
We bust them in, yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
So that's stage one, and then stage two.
It really takes a lot to get them there because of the security lockdowns. But people do it, and we filled really high up into those tiers.
I couldn't
think
believe
it was like a full house.
It was.
It was very exciting. You could feel the energy. 2,000 is great, but 3,000 is better.
This energy better than years prior, and it's always like a very energetic, robust crowd. But this felt like
people were dressed up.
they were dressed,
And it felt young. Like there was a
Very
really young
young,
crowd.
yes,
It was
yes.
really cool.
I noticed that.
Well,
Yeah.
we had good bookings ahead of time, so we never know if we're going to get a live in the studio guest who just won the Oscar and stayed up all night and comes on the stage. Sometimes it happens. We do know that we're going to get all those great names backstage, which we did, and on the red carpet, which we did. But we had already had, Leanne Morgan, who has a huge following, is very entertaining, and Matt Friend, who was on our red carpet, he was there, and Carson Kressley, who was great. So we had like a packed show no matter what.
No matter what happened. And then, to have Wyclef and Andra Day and DJ Cassidy.
It was like triple threat.
Triple threat. It was
Amazing.
incredible. It was an incredible performance.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Incredible.
fun. So,
I loved
they
it.
came, they showed up to see you guys too. Listen, people love to show up to see the two of you alone, no matter who we book, but those extra guests added to it.
Yeah.
The glamour of the Oscars,
Yes.
the idea that they're in the Dolby
They're
Theater.
in the seats where the stars sat.
Right.
Although, truthfully, I have to say, most of the executives were sitting where the stars sat. It's like they're like,
And the
I want to
staff.
sit exactly right
Lawrence
here.
Ant was in Timothy Chalamet's
Yes,
seat.
Lawrence Ant was in Timothy Chalamet's seat.
You know what was really cool? I don't know if you could hear it from where you guys were because you were behind multiple screens. But when the open played, they were all singing along
Oh, my
with
God,
it.
yes.
We heard nothing.
Okay, so they were singing all the
So
like
good.
the,
So
so
good.
good,
Yeah.
so
So
good.
good.
They were all singing
open
the
was
Neil Diamond
incredible.
song.
Oh, wow.
So that was fun.
That
Oh,
open,
wow.
by the
That gave
way,
me
is
chills.
that
Oh, that's
open, by the
great.
way, every year. You guys,
Every year,
I don't.
it's good,
It's
but
unbelievable.
It was fun.
definitely great.
Mark and I always say that the part, what's so funny about the show to us is, first of all, backstage at the Academy Awards, we can't see or hear anything. So it's always like shocking, like we kind of are trying to follow what's going along, but usually we're interviewing somebody else when the next winner is being announced. So we miss the entire show and we can't hear anything.
Totally.
So we are disoriented, and everybody will say, "What did you think about this bit? What did you think about that bit?" And I am like, "Oh, Barbara Streisand sang." You
Yes.
just like miss a lot of stuff that's happening. Big monumental things are
Right.
happening out there. And then the same is backstage. At 6 a.m. LA time, when we are backstage waiting to walk onto the Dolby stage, we have no idea what is going on. We can't hear anything. We're really disoriented. There's a stage manager back there counting us down, so we're just sort of focused on him. We're trying to not fall off the stage, which we will get to that in a minute.
He's rolling his eyes.
We will get to the time. We talked about this not too long ago
Yeah, I
on
know.
the show. But, Gelman, once and for all, several years ago, we had an incident. And nobody ever knew about this because we're very stoic people. You in particular.
Correct.
Jan is the second. I would say Jan is number one most stoic, and you are number two most stoic.
I wasn't yesterday at the airport, but I'll tell you about that.
Yeah,
after.
we're gonna get to that. But, Gelman,
Yes.
confirm or deny, you were in fact pushed.
I thought I felt something on the shoulder.
Was the person in this room?
Take us into that moment, because that to me is the worst case scenario of when things go wrong. Because nothing
Right.
really things go wrong all the time.
Sure.
They're always going wrong. But this was a big thing.
Yeah, this was a big thing. We're up all night, and so you're a little impaired in terms of your physicality, in terms of even walking. People tend to get trippy when they're, under. They don't sleep enough.
Exhaustion.
Yeah. So I'm watching a rehearsal. There's a big thing going on stage, and I usually am like the fifth row in the center. I sit there, and then there were a bunch of things I wanted to correct. So I go to run up on stage. Well, what I had forgotten was that the stairs were kind of like a triangle. So I started wide, and right as I was about to step on the stage, my one foot went into the gap. Yes. And I fell into the orchestra pit, which was about 12 or 15 feet down.
Onto what?
Luckily,
I don't know what did you fall
it was
onto?
like concrete. It's something heavy. Luckily, we had taken the chairs out because that could
Oh
have
my
been.
God.
And luckily, my ninja quick reflexes yoga,
You ended up
Pilates.
in the balcony.
He's ground all of his bones. All of his bones have been ground into cartilage from years of just stretching,
No,
chronic
truthfully,
stretching.
I got lucky that I kind of rolled in a way. I was literally carrying my coffee, which somehow I think ended up spilling a little on me and ended up on the side of the
Stop.
stage.
You placed your coffee down.
I don't know. It's
His
like this.
coffee was
Yeah.
sitting there.
Yeah. So I somehow hit in a way. I missed my head.
Thank God.
And I was like, fine, except it knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah,
It was
which
on
is
my
horrible,
shoulder. Yeah,
horrible.
because you feel like I can't breathe.
Yeah.
So, and then I got it back. I'm like, okay. And I was calm and people were freaking out.
Yeah.
And producers were crying and I'm like, I'm calming them. Now my big thing is I'm hurt and I'm calming down the producer.
Right.
Okay, it's going to be okay. I'm fine. I didn't hit my head. I'm okay. But my ribs hurt.
Yeah.
So
Did you
paramedics
fracture your
come.
ribs?
Yes.
Yes. How many?
2. So I come, the paramedics come, they do all my vitals. They're very concerned about head injuries, as they should be. And they, wanted me to go immediately to the hospital, which I refused. And I said, what are my... I was like, my vitals were good. I asked them a lot of my, Dr. Gelman medical questions.
Yes. Like what? Will I ever find love again?
And so finally, they said, well, you cannot go, usually
You can't
I produce
work.
the show from running around on the floor, on the
Yes.
stage. They're like, you cannot do that. And I said, all right, I'll go to the control room. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so I did the show from the control room, which made me feel very powerless and realize how dumb it is. Like, you can't do anything in the control room. You can direct the
Nothing
show,
happens
but you
from in
can't
the
produce
control
the
room.
show in the
Yes.
Right. And it's
We had unfettered freedom that year.
So
it was a
it
very
was-
scary, terrible day.
And so then, of course, I told them not to let my wife know because I wanted to call her myself to say, listen, something bad happened, everything was okay. But instead, a sobbing producer, I'm like, and then I had okay, I'm all right. I'm coming home. So my good buddy and my tennis partner, Don Rose, is
Yes.
an orthopedic surgeon. So I called Don immediately because on the way to the airport, I'm like pulling my bag. I realized getting into a high car that when I stepped up, I kind of something hurt.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I must have hit my knee. Well,
I'm sure you hit many things.
Yes, as I'm going through the airport, I'm kind of limping, pulling my bag. I'm still in my tux with
Medical bandages.
yeah,
and-
well,
yeah.
some little
Blood pressure cuff.
almost.
Right.
I didn't even realize, but I'm still in this coffee stained tux, and what happens is I tell him I'm coming. He said I'll wait around. My flight was going to land at 5. I like to get out of there quick.
Right.
So I get out of there. I land. I pull up to his office. He comes out. He sees me looking like such a mess. So then he says, all right, you've got to take your pants off. I'm like, I'm in too much pain.
I can't cut them off me, Doc.
I said, do you mind if I just drop trow?
Listeners, if you have children listening to this, you may want to put them in another room. Go ahead.
So when
And then
I do that-
And then what happened?
So when I do that, I realize I still have the electrodes from the EKG.
And you got right through security with electrodes on.
Yeah, they're a little glue
I
thing.
can't get 3 ounces of hairspray on, and he's walking on with electrodes.
So he does this hurt? I'm like, yes. Does this hurt? Yeah. So it turns out I had a 75% tear in my ACL and my MCL, which I was like, so we get that immediately. He comes with me to the MRI, and so when he gets the film though, he says, something, I think we might be able to heal this without surgery, which was I did not want surgery.
Right.
I said, I'm game.
We were all like, get the surgery. Take a few weeks off.
So yeah, I don't think I missed a show. No, I definitely
you
didn't
did miss a show. You didn't even. I would have. I'm going to be honest. Speaking on behalf of myself, I would have called in sick that day if I had fallen. And I know, but here's Gelman, right? So this is why you have to understand Gelman's mentality. Gelman would say to any one of us, if we had fallen into the orchestra pit, yeah, but you can work, right? Like you can do this show, and then how about this? You do this show, and then we'll take you straight to Cedars-Sinai. Like, does that sound good? We've got like a doctor waiting there for you, and he can't come in until 7 a.m. anyway, and so that way you can do the show. And I understand that. Like, we all have
You have that mentality.
We all have the same mentality.
But for someone else, truthfully, I would say, don't come in. I don't want you to get in. But for me, I don't feel like, I feel a little Superman-ish. Just like, listen, it's going to be fine. I know myself, and I'm going to, there's not a danger here. So that was the detailed story.
I have the same, we all have that same mentality. Like, nothing will keep us down. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Can
listen.
I say
say
that
it.
you looked, both of you.
Oh my God.
You and your husband.
Here, did you hear how I went? Oh, because I already know you're going to compliment.
You guys looked sensational.
Oh, no,
sensational.
thank you.
And
Thank
here's
you.
the other thing that's really interesting. It's like, we know this is the Oscars and this is about these like movie stars, whatever. I bring Kelly and Mark down to the carpet every year. You guys were the belle of the ball there. Like, everybody wanted to talk to you. Everybody wanted pictures with you. I was turning people down, like, at that point. Like, it was because we do a set amount of interviews, and this people were like, we're from Greece. Can we talk to them? Like,
I would have talked to Grace. I'm Greek. I'm 4%
I
Greek.
know. I'm just saying, you guys looked
Incredible.
sensational.
We were the belle of the ball, listeners, because there were no other bells there.
Well, there were a lot. They just all come in the
They
last
all
15
came
minutes.
much later, and
Yeah.
we had work to do, so we sort of show up in a timely fashion. We have like running around because we have to do a live hit.
Yeah.
Then we have to do another live hit. Then we have to run backstage and interview Conan. Then we have to do all the other press obligations, and then of course the glam bot.
Yes.
The glam bot.
But I have to say, this year was, I really liked the way my look turned out.
It looked great.
Christopher
That
did the
dress.
whole thing.
Sensational.
Yeah.
All
Very
L'Oreal.
nice,
He
very
did a
simple.
tutorial on, if you follow at Christopher Buckle, he did a tutorial on my look.
Yeah.
And he did an extraordinary job.
Yeah, that Get Ready With Me video was incredible.
Yeah.
And who knew that a girl with so much hair would still hold 5 separate hair pieces? I was like, excuse me.
I thought it was natural.
I wanted a simple, like, I was like, we'll just do it like a simple chignon and like a couple of little bangy pieces in the front. And Ryan's like, yeah, but it's the Oscars. What if we do a topper and some hair pieces? And I was like, what's a topper? And then basically he put like a hairpiece that you would put on a man on top of my head, came with its own scalp. It was wild.
Whatever it was, it looked great. Your skin looked insane. You looked amazing.
you.
Mark.
Marcus.
Mark.
Breathtaking.
But
He's breathtaking.
I felt bad because it was 90 degrees and he's in a velvet jacket. I was dying
They
for
were all
him.
wearing velvet, and guess what? I didn't feel bad for any of the men. And here is why. I'm going to explain.
Okay, break it down.
I'm going to break it down for you, dear listeners, before you get enraged. Here's why. Historically, it is freezing cold at the Academy Awards, freezing. And we, as the women of the event, are typically in, dresses without sleeves or backless dresses, or some people are wearing backless and frontless dresses and sideless dresses. And nudity everywhere. Anyway, and you freeze. And men are in their tuxedos, and they're very comfortable. But this year, the men were cavelling, all of them collectively, about how hot they were. It's so hot. And I was like, take off your jacket. Take off your jacket. The jacket that all those years I was freezing, you would not take off. Like, take off your jacket and sling it over your shoulder. Because all the women were saying the same thing. We were all comfortable.
Yeah.
We all felt comfortable.
It was hot backstage too.
It was.
It
It
You
was.
think it was hot?
It was hot, and I'm always warm anyway. But yeah, it was very hot this year. I was sweating,
Well,
taking my jacket
I
off.
finally figured out how to disable the air conditioning in the Dolby Theater. So, congratulations to me.
How
the cubby hole was
intense
filled.
was it with Anna Wintour showing
yeah.
up. Speaking of fashion.
I mean, I wish Mark was here to go through it all with all of us, because I guess I didn't see any of this. I was about to take off my shoes and change into my sensible shoes.
Right.
And as I was doing that, I hear Mark say, "No way, no way," like kind of like in disbelief. "No way, no way." And then suddenly, I think Jan said, "Here she comes," and I'm like, "Somebody's coming," and it's Anna Wintour.
Like out of the
Mark
movie.
and I are like,
Here she comes. She's coming.
Mark and I look like we got caught making out in our parents' room. You know what I mean? Like, what? And so here's Anna Wintour, and we tried to guide her to the place where she would stand, but no. Anna Wintour is going to guide us into where she would like to stand.
Stop.
And by the way, she comes in, and as she walks in, she puts the sunglasses
Yes.
on.
Sunglasses
Well, she had them off on stage, and everybody was
know.
freaking out. They're like, she doesn't have the glasses on.
She has
She has
eyes.
eyes.
And it probably was hard to read the teleprompter.
Well, that's true. Right.
Oh, maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, but I was absolutely terrified. And Jan's like holding up a cue card. "Ask her how you look. Ask her how you look. Ask her." And I'm like, "Why don't you ask her how you look?"
So Kelly was very brave and goes,
By the way, I look
goes,
good.
"How does Mark look?"
I was like, I don't want. I feel like she's going to be polite, and she may lie, but I will be able to sense it. Like a spider. But she was actually so friendly, warm, very charming, very funny. And then Mark said the most amazing thing I've ever heard come out of his mouth. He said, "Albert," and I quote, "Anna, would you like some candy to take back to your
Stop
seat?"
it. No.
And she looked at him
Candy. Something
like
you eat?
he was speaking a language she did not understand.
Kelly left her body.
Watching you guys with her, I left my body. I
She
can't even
left
imagine.
her body. And then, like, who was the next person who walked in? Like, Jimmy Kimmel or something?
I
And you're
don't
like,
know.
how did we just go from here to here?
I don't know. I don't remember anything after. And all of my photos, I was like, "Gelman, did you take any photos of us with Anna Wintour?" By the way, getting photos out of Gelman is just the most excruciating. You've
What
sent
are
me
you
like
talking about?
4 photos.
All
Where's
through
our
the whole thing, I was
backstage photo?
I know
airdropping with you.
You airdropped me 4 photos. I've gotten 4 photos.
Oh,
from
I
you.
did our favorites.
No, but you
Each
have
celeb, I said you in each celeb I sent you to. But
Anna
you can take a
Wintour.
look here.
Maybe
there
you
are a lot of
actually-
Anna Wintours.
Maybe you actually sent them to Dr. Nesselson because I did not.
We're going to post an Anna Wintour
Yes.
one on our Instagram.
Yeah, I'd like photo credit, by the way. Photo credit.
I'll give you photo
Come
credit.
on, what is?
We're going to take a commercial break. If you have any questions for Michael Gelman, because he is willing to ask anything.
He's going to answer any
He's
question.
going to answer any question you have. He is an open book. That's what we call him. Open book Gelman. We'll be back in a minute. Stick around, guys. Guys, we're back. We are back with the executive producer of Live,
Yeah.
with Mark and Kelly.
Honored guest.
Honored guest Michael Gelman survived that massive fall into the orchestra pit a few short Oscars ago, and
13.
yet 13 Oscars ago, and yet survived enough to dance like we've never seen him dance. He danced like no one was watching
It was great.
at the Academy Awards stage at 6 a.m. to Wyclef Jean's performance. And I can honestly say, never seen anything like that. Not since the Australian breakdancer have I seen.
It's on Instagram, isn't it?
Spellbinding.
It's on
It is.
Instagram.
What is that your signature move, would you say? Is that,
Here's the thing.
unfettered Gelman?
I really didn't want to let that loose in public or at that hour.
You could have fooled us.
But, you know,
Let
he
that
came
loose.
to me, and it's sort of, what's that expression they say in improv? You never say no, never let it be unanswered. You know, and as an artist.
As an artist, you just let it fly.
Yeah, so he
You let
wanted that. He
yes.
was connecting with me. He was pointing at me.
Yes, he was.
I think
He
that
was-
was probably pre-set
He
up
was saying-
by someone
He was
evil.
saying you will. He was saying you will dance.
He
for
was
me.
like-
and you
and-
were like, yes, Wyclef, I I will dance for you.
And just like I survived for the show
Yes,
and
yes.
for all you people, I danced for you also.
Danced for
We
us.
appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
We
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it
Just
very
say
much.
thank you.
All right, we've got a couple of calls coming in from New York City. We've got, I believe, this is our very own Kelly B. Yes,
Oh, yes.
I believe
Kelly
this is
Burkhardt,
Kelly
the
Burkhardt.
booker of the show.
Yes.
The talent booker of the show. She's
Celebrity
responsible for the reason we have guests on our show, not just daily, but also backstage and on the red carpet
did
at
a
the Academy
sick
Awards.
job this
Sick
year.
job for sure. Kelly Burkhardt, you're on with Michael Gelman. What complaints or questions do you have for him?
I want to say hi. What's up, guys?
Hi.
We definitely are all exhausted and like,
Weird.
wow. I have to say, Christopher Buckle, you looked off the charts amazing.
Oh, thank you. He's a true makeup artist. He really is an artist.
Yeah, it was awesome. The carpet was 1,000,000 degrees, Gelman.
Hot.
It's also hard when the celebs get there so late.
Yeah,
Well, they don't realize there's going to be traffic.
right.
And yeah, everyone got caught. Everyone was complaining they got caught in traffic. So
Well,
there's a big rush.
Everyone
at the-
comes like 10 minutes before the show starts, and it's the star
Well, Kelly-
power this year was fantastic. There were
Yeah,
a lot
and
of
it,
stars.
and isn't it true? Like, take me through the mentality here, because I'm a creature of like I trained in soaps where you have to be on time, you have to be punctual, you have like there is no such thing as late and not showing up and all of that stuff. And then I went into a talk show where it's like. A live TV is even more urgency. There's not even like a spare second. There is no like 1 second late, you know. And then I did a sitcom where it's just like, you know, the same sort of unrelenting schedule as this soap. So, but I understand like in the world of like film and all of that, like sometimes like the later you show up, the bigger the star you are. Is that true or false?
It is 100% true. The biggest stars come, Gelman, like 5 minutes, and they're like, oh, they have to be seated. And we're like, oh, no. You're coming over to talk.
Yeah.
Right, Gelman?
Well, this year I think people did get, and a couple of years, they estimated what it would take.
Mm-hmm.
So even some people who I think wanted to get there maybe 20 minutes or a half hour early now were really
Right.
nervous they weren't going to make it to their seats or to backstage to present. So it's a combination. Some people like to get there late, and that gives them an excuse, or they just walk right in and not talk to anyone, and others really are just late.
Yeah, I wish that people at home could really understand, because, you know, for decades, I watched the Academy Awards like a person on TV, and you just sort of see a show play out. And sometimes things happen and you're not sure what's going on, or sometimes like there'll be like a gaffe, something happens on TV, or like a bit falls flat, and sometimes that's very funny. And you were seeing it on TV. What you don't realize is behind the scenes is complete chaos. There's like hand-to-hand combat. There's publicists back there getting into it. People are tussling, they're tugging, they're pulling. There's like it's like chaos. It's
It's a major production.
It's
I mean,
a
there's
major
a lot of things
production.
going on. Yeah.
I mean,
my
you
favorite
leave your
part is when
body. You
Yes.
leave your
my
body.
favorite part is when you watch, like if you're watching the pre-show, my favorite part is like it should be a drinking game of seeing Kelly Burkhardt going back and forth to get the
It's my
celebs.
favorite thing.
She
I
gets
love
it.
watching
Getting
it.
Favorite
everybody.
thing ever.
It's
like seriously
Kelly
the best
Burkhardt
drinking game ever.
on TV at the red carpet is my favorite thing. I love it so much. I'm like, I could watch Kelly Burkhardt stalk celebrities all day.
She's
I'm
like
gonna
back and
say
forth, back and forth.
Brad Pitt. The Brad
Yeah.
Pitt year
Oh,
was
we
just-
have to pull that photo up of Kelly Burkhardt strong arming Brad Pitt. And it was a photo that was
Totally.
captured by like the AP or something, and it went everywhere. It's like a viral photo of Kelly Burkhardt. Maybe they thought you were his gal pal, but you were like
they-
strong arming him. Huh?
They thought I was the movie publicist, and then when he realized I wasn't, I wouldn't let his arm go. It was like an iron grip.
Did you get the interview? Did you score the interview?
Yeah, we sure did.
Girl. Yeah.
We
Was
sure
it the year
did.
that you did it with him?
Oh, there were a couple times when the host had to run out to be part of the real show.
Right.
And so the plan was I would be there with the, Kelly Mike. And
Wait, so you're interviewing Brad Pitt on behalf of me?
I did some major,
Yeah.
I thought it was Brad Pitt.
One was Brad Pitt.
It was.
I did Roger Federer, which I was very prepared for.
I'm glad Roger
Listen, we had we had a bunch of celebs. Oh,
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, I think. There were some major
She's the
people
best.
who they brought over, and then I would just have my hand in there because a lot of times we'll just use a soundbite or two.
Right.
And I have the cards,
Right.
The producing team writes all these questions. Some are ad-libbed. And so then I was just there with my hand in there. And I really wish we had saved that because it was like, hey, I interviewed a major put it for my reel.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I never even thought of it now that footage is gone because
But
we only used
is hosting your own talk show, is that finally a thing in your rearview mirror, or you still have the dream?
I forgot. Yeah, no,
You're
it's
still living-
high on my list.
Okay,
I'm still,
good. Still living
in my
that
80s, I'm going to do
Good.
one. Yeah.
Kelly Burkhardt,
What talk about the curtain folds we stand
the
in.
curtain pole? Yeah. So occasionally there's a celebrity or a person, like I'm not saying a specific person, I'm saying any specific what have you person of the year that's been rude to us or aggressive with us in some way. It could be a publicist, could be a celebrity,
Yes.
a person that's really like not been a friend of the show.
Yeah.
And we have like a curtain rod, and we just pull the curtain close so that they can't come. Right.
It's a nice way of
Saying,
not being
"Piss off."
making eye contact with someone who you really aren't going.
No,
to.
my favorite thing to do is make eye contact with them and then close the curtain. That is
I try to close it earlier.
aggressive eye contact while I'm pulling the curtain close. Like, sorry, no tequila for you, bitches.
No, we got everybody.
You
Cal,
did.
we got everybody
Everyone wants
backstage.
to come. Everyone wants to come. They all want to see you guys, you and Mark. And
They want candy and tequila, and we have both.
And we have the only TV back there. That's like everybody wants to see.
They
our
do.
And
They want
water.
to see a
You know how
TV.
many bottles of water on the
Oh,
red
yeah.
carpet and backstage?
Yeah, we went.
It's
Oh,
like,
my
don't they have water
God.
for everyone? We're like
no.
handing out waters.
They have no water.
Yep.
They have no nothing. And I think we have the only tequila. Besides what Guillermo gives out on the red carpet, we're the only tequila game in
Oh,
town.
totally. Oh,
Shabuzi
totally.
liked it.
Shabuzi, like he was like putting it in his pockets. It's great. I love when they help themselves. It makes me happy.
Usually we give away more.
Yeah, I know.
It was a very dry year.
It was a dry year. People are,
Kelly B, was it intimidating
Yeah.
with Anna Wintour or no? With you?
It was, we all left our body and we're like, oh my God, it's Anna Wintour. And she's talking to us. It was
she's
crazy.
talking, she's speaking. Yeah.
I love it.
What happens is that we know a bunch of the presenters
Right.
ahead of time. So Kelly will pre-book it, all of that, right? But she wasn't announced, right, Cal? We didn't know she was coming.
No, we did not know.
So when she came off and they tell us, yeah, she'll talk to Kelly, we were all like, what?
Yeah, no. But you know who never ran it by anybody? Kelly. They never ran it by Kelly. I mean, because I'm glad I didn't know, because I would have been too terrified. I would have been in my own head. I would have run back to get a different dress on, like something, like I would have been like, is she going to like this? Am I showing too much shoulder? You just are riddled with self-doubt in a fashion way. And, I just love Christian Siriano. I think he's a genius of a dresser. He really knows how to dress women. And so I thought maybe she recognized his sort of elegant cuts and the way he designs a dress.
Definitely.
Don't you think?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
my-
Because
what's that,
she
Jan?
love the way you and Mark look.
I didn't hear, because it's very hard for us to hear sometimes what you guys are even saying when you're having these conversations. How was Will Arnett? Was he so fun?
He was great.
You guys were laughing.
He's always funny. He's amazing.
Jimmy Kimmel was great.
Jimmy Kimmel was
Jimmy.
Oh
the
my
best.
The
God.
greatest in Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the
Greatest.
nicest guys in
Yeah.
Hollywood. I mean,
The greatest.
consistently always. And I want to. I'm going to tell. I'll tell the story again because I just think it's such a good story. And so like speaking of nice guys, Michael B. Jordan wins his Academy Award. We're all so excited. It's such a thrilling moment. And he comes backstage, and Mark says to him, you know, you started on All My Children like we did. Like we all started out on All My Children. And the casting director that cast Mark is a casting director named Judy Bly Wilson. And she cast Michael B. Jordan also. But what's so interesting is she originally cast Chadwick Boseman in Michael B. Jordan's role on All My Children.
Wow.
So Chadwick Boseman was cast first. The network thought that Chadwick Boseman looked too old for the role because he was playing like a 15-year-old, a high school kid. And and Judy said, Chadwick, it is not your performance. It is just the nature of they want somebody that looks younger. So Judy Wilson not only cast Chadwick Boseman, she cast Michael B. Jordan, and Michael B. Jordan was talking about Judy Wilson and the foundation that place gave to him. And I just thought that was such, like, I love that when people will talk about what gave them their foundation, because doing a soap gets, like, people will, you know, they'll crap all over it, but it's like that gives actors a real foundation. Yep. And
you guys, like, I mean, you read, so your scripts were crazy on the soap.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I met with one of the guys out there, Dom Newsy, who works at ABC, and he showed me the call sheet for General Hospital, 120 pages in one day, which is unheard of. Like that's
not even a long day.
That's 2 movies.
Yeah, but that's
crazy.
That's not even a long day for us.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's really wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Kelly. Thanks for calling in. Should we get to Audrey?
Love you guys.
Okay. All right. Bye, honey.
I'm going to sleep. Love you guys.
Yeah. We'll be joining you soon.
On Mars?
Yes. Kelly will be going to sleep on Mars. Let's get to Audrey Slater, who's in New York. I believe this is our Audrey. Audrey, are you there?
I'm here, guys.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually I'm horizontal right now because I feel just like you guys are exhausted. But exhausted, and also exhausted in the best way, because it really all came together. You guys did an incredible job. Kelly, you looked incredible, and that's all I need. I'm so proud.
I want to remind our listeners, Audrey Slater is my stylist, and she works tirelessly. She really finds, you did such an exceptional job this year, Audrey, that I really didn't have a bad choice to make. It was really just about sort of like temperature, what fits backstage. It's always like, it always comes down to how hot or cold is it and what will fit backstage in terms of a dress. But they were all so good. You did such an exceptional job. You have such a fabulous eye. Were there any snafus that you can report on your end in what we like to call the porno hotel room? We call it the porno hotel room because we've shot many pictures in there, you know, videos and stuff to air on the show. And no matter how we light it and no matter how we stage the curtains, it does look like we're shooting an adult film.
I've never seen one, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Audrey?
I think I always create something to panic over. This is our 8th time doing this together, Kelly, which is amazing that it feels like we just started, but at the same time, I feel like you've
always been there
far too long. It's been like forever and ever of Oscars. But so this year, my fear was, is everyone going to see Kelly's underwear? So we put the dress on, and I'm like sweating internally, inside sweating. So, and we did our little walk around in all the different spots up in the glam room, and I think we could. Thank God.
Yeah, well, as it turns out, I was one of the few people there wearing underpants.
You were.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That dress, the gold dress. When you put that on,
Did you guys love it? I thought it was.
Oh my!
She looked like an Oscar,
and
she looked like a sexy Oscar.
Breathtaking.
Yeah.
And I do have to say that Jimmy Coco spray tan helps.
Yeah.
He really makes everything better. He will airbrush. Yeah, he airbrushes a body onto you.
But it's
He's
also,
like, I can make your boobs look bigger with airbrushing. I was like, no, you can't.
It's also amazing how you guys can look at a dress, because that dress was a lot higher before.
Yeah.
And then boom.
We had a feeling about it.
It's amazing.
We should have, Audrey, you know what I regret? We didn't take pictures of me before it was tailored so that people could see how high the shelf was on the neckline of that dress.
I know we didn't have. We have with the clamps on it. We have a photo of you pre actual final tailoring. But we don't have, there's this dress is literally right off the runway. The process being, I reach out to our very good friends, the people that come through for us every year, the designers that come through for us every year.
So good to us, yeah.
And Kristen is so generous always, and always gets the most beautiful of the moment options to us. And that dress came right off the runway. So we could see what it looked like on a model, and
then on a not model.
On Kelly, and it was even better. Honestly, it was even better once we cut down the top of the dress to normal human neckline.
Well, Audrey, I really appreciate all the work. Go get some rest. We're going to take a break here. Don't forget, Gelman is here awaiting to answer your burning questions, and we'll be right back. We are back, everyone. We are live, and we are here with Michael Gelman.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay? If you don't know, then you are missing out. He is the reason that Live with, insert your favorite names here, Live with blankety blank and blankety blank. Michael Gelman has seen the show through it all. But Gelman, we can be honest.
Yes.
We're talking amongst friends.
Okay.
I'm your favorite host. I mean, we can all.
Mark is up there too.
No, Mark is up there too. I get it. Mark is up there too. But
it's like the favorite child? Is this the favorite child?
Like we can all agree that I'm your favorite host.
You're up there.
No, I believe
you're in the top 5.
He doesn't want the others to feel bad, but I know.
You know I'm winking right now.
I know. I see the way you're looking at me. I see the way you're looking.
He was also a therapist this weekend.
He was. Yeah, I want to get into. Everyone had a travel nightmare.
Well, first of all, my note to self for next year is like maybe don't read the news for the entire time I'm there. We land, and the first thing I see is that there is drones going to attack California. Right? We're going to get bombed.
Right.
So I freak out, and I call Gelman. That's who I call. I don't call my husband. I call Gelman.
Call Dr. Gelman.
So I said, calm down.
And did you take a deep breath in?
I try to do it by demonstrating myself. Take a okay, and then I said, look, I read the article. Okay, I'm flying out. I don't feel endangered. Anything can happen at any time, but it won't. This is not your destiny. If you read the article, it was kind of from a month before. It was an intelligence report. I think there's something to worry about, but I said, I really don't think this is something that you should be focusing on.
And I said, if Kelly and Mark are coming, I'm good, because they wouldn't let them die. They'll let me die, but they won't let them die.
No, I think. I don't think it's not a question of letting us die. It's a question of we are hardy New Yorkers. We've been through a lot, and we're not going to not put our show on because of articles. And again, I wish this wasn't true or weren't. I wish it wasn't. Doesn't matter. I wish it wasn't true. But nothing leads like a panic article in the news. It got everybody to click on it. It got lots of eyeballs. And if it was a happy-go-lucky story, nobody would have read it.
Right.
And if it was a measured story, if it bleeds, it leads, and it's just the way it is. And you went for it.
Yes, I did. And then on the way home, now, granted, I haven't slept. Not only did I pull an all-nighter.
We were all punchy,
But for the last 4 days, I hadn't really slept, right? And I'm a terrible flyer. It's just one thing about me. I'm a terrible flyer.
You're afraid
Very
to fly.
nervous. Yeah,
I don't. I'm a
anxiety.
nervous flyer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and so no sleep, nervous flyer, and then I read there's tornadoes going across the country.
Tornadic activity.
Oh,
yes.
Albert, no.
All across the country.
I was
It's
like,
just so out of character for you, though, because you're not
stoic,
like this in any other.
Stoic Jan was sobbing, and who did I call?
Yeah.
Gelman.
Yeah, Gelman.
So I said, and I gave her the same speech. I'm like, there are tornadoes. It is true. They can be dangerous. People die. But you're in a plane.
Fly
People die.
You're
high
above.
above. Yes,
They
you
see
fly.
a tornado, they go the other way.
Yes, they go high
They go
above
higher, they go
the tornado,
lower.
yeah.
You know, you don't
fly
hear about a
around
lot
them.
of people dying in airplanes from tornadoes.
Yeah, it's very
on major
true.
airlines.
It's very true.
I
I
said,
can't
this is
really
not
think-
now.
Can't think of one.
She sends me the article.
Okay.
Okay,
What is the article?
I'm reading
say?
here.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw The Wizard of Oz. It didn't.
Rare
go well
tornado
for us.
threat covers mid-Atlantic, including the D.C. area. I read the article. I'm like, unless you're flying to Washington, D.C.,
Are
this
you flying
article
to DC?
isn't even about anything in your flight path. So she was trying to find things. She was focusing on,
Right.
these things that
Planes
just
were getting canceled. He is on the plane. He's sitting on the plane. He goes, we just got delayed for 45. Now, besides flying, which makes me crazy, the next thing that makes me crazy is the idea of being stuck on an airplane without being able to get out
Right.
for multiple hours. He's sitting in the plane and he's delayed. Oh my God. I started freaking.
See, I need to travel with you at all times because I'm a really good flyer. And
You are.
I need to, from now on, I'm attaching myself to you when
Okay.
you fly
Okay.
because I will keep you calm and I will keep you entertained.
Okay.
And I will show you how, in the event of an emergency, I am going to get you out of the plane. Because unlike the rest of society, I pay attention when they give the safety briefing.
Okay,
I am listening to what's going on.
I think I spammed him with at least
Oh no, there's a lot
100
like
texts.
she goes, I'm in tears, more delays, I'm getting off, I'm running. I'm like,
Okay.
you're delayed. They're not going to lose this plane.
get on the plane.
You're going to be fine.
I start like legit having a panic. Remember, I did not sleep. Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm
you're
having a legit panic attack. Okay. This lovely woman on United, Sonia, I love you. This
Sonia.
She gave you her Xanax.
she comes to me and she literally sees me. This is a flight attendant. She sees me and she's like, "You're gonna be okay." I'm like, I think I might get off. Like, I'm freaking out. She's like, "You're going to be okay." She goes, "Hold on 1 second. Stay right here. I'm in the little galley," right?
Yeah.
She leaves. She comes back. She goes, "Come with me." She brings me into the pilot's.
The cockpit.
She brings me
Oh,
into the
yeah.
cockpit.
Did you get wings?
And the cockpit was like, the guy, the pilot turns to me and he goes, listen, my mama loves me and I love my mama. So nothing's going to happen because I won't do that to my mama. And he's like, I have never put a plane in the air that I was worried about and I'm not worried about this. And I was
Amazing.
like, okay. And then I took one of Bill's little pills and I was fine. I coasted for the rest of the flight.
What pills does Bill
It was
take?
like a little Valium I took,
Valium.
and I was fine.
Oh my God, I would have died for Valium. Not because I panic on a plane, but because I just would like to have slept. Like, I would have liked to have had some sort of sleep.
But this was a repeat of years ago where I sat next to Jan
Yes.
on a plane. Where
Is
were
that
we
going to DC?
It was somewhere. Maybe it was, but where I think I still have scars on my
Yeah.
arm because she
Jan.
was holding on to.
Yeah, wait, yeah.
She like was grabbing me. Her nails were digging into my
You got to
arm.
give her a little booze. That's the
Yes.
trick. Jan, what is it you like? Whiskey?
I like tequila.
Tequila,
but
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. By the way, there
Let
was
me
no
remind you-
turbulence
I'm
on the
gonna
way home.
remind you.
I had zero turbulence.
Okay, well, I had all the turbulence for you, and you would have pooped your pants, Jan. Let me tell you, you are the girl that produced the Run Across America at the White House the night that Osama bin Laden was killed. Okay?
Yeah.
And when I was the one, I was like, we got to get out of here. We have to get out of DC. We are going home. And you were like, we're not going home. We're doing the show. It's going to be fine. So remember who you are, Jan.
Okay.
I want you to remember
I
that.
know. It was a weak moment. And my therapist and executive producer got me through it.
Gelman, how come you never therapize me that way?
You don't come to me in that way, Kelly.
That's true.
I'm here for
I
you.
go to an actual clinical therapist.
I'm good for a short term,
Yes, good
before you
short-term
get
breathing
to before you get
exercise.
to the therapist. Yeah.
Well, I just want to congratulate everybody in this room, especially Michael,
Yes.
Jan, and Seth. Ashley, also, you were a rock star. You guys, that show would not be that show without you all. You really put it together. You did. The entire staff
tails off.
worked
You guys
their
are
tails off.
incredible.
Oh yeah. Well,
How you
Jan
pull
works
it
on
off.
this show. I mean,
Oh, my
next
God.
week she's starting on next year's,
Yes.
and then
Jan, by the
Jan
way,
and Seth work
Jan,
on that
I
tape
forgot to
piece
tell you,
for ages.
I have strep throat.
Next year.
Yeah, I have strep throat
Yeah,
next year.
I think I do too, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gelman, Jan and I are out sick next year for
We're
the
going
Oscars.
to do the Oscars from Palm Springs.
Yes, that's
Wow, look
amazing.
at that.
Yes, I got a great party we could go to.
Maybe the post show.
Yes.
That's right.
For
Show
sure.
party.
Guys, that's it. That's all we have time for. I'm sorry, callers. I'm sorry. And Gelman, you're welcome. I didn't take mysterious callers from scary
you.
people. We'll talk all off camera next week, everyone. Bye-bye. Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa is a production of Melojo Productions. From Melojo, our team is Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos, Albert Bianchini, Jan Chalet, Seth Gronquist, Ross Therian, Devin Schneider, Michael Halprin, Julia Desch, and Team Radio Andy, Lisa Mantaneo, Scott Marlowe, Jake Getz.